Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to class. I am Dr. Ed, and I will be your professor for the next 8 weeks. All right, so let's see who we have here. All right, we'll wait just a few more moments because we should have probably about 7 or 8 more people. So we'll give just a few more moments. And if you're able to join us on camera, please do. Let's see who we're missing here.
Hi, Professor.
Hello, hello, how are you?
Good, good.
Looks like we're missing about 5 more. All right, we'll wait just another moment. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome, welcome, welcome to those that just joined. I'm Dr. Ed, so I will be your professor. So let's go ahead and jump into what we're going to talk about this evening. One, we're going to do some introductions. Two, we'll go through some housekeeping things, talk about class structure, your assignments, what I call hot topics, and then week 1 content. So let's go ahead and start with our introductions. So if you'll give me your preferred name, what's your hobby, why did you come back to school, and what your dream vacation is. So who would like to get us started?
I could go
I've
first.
got on mine.
Okay. You could go ahead. I'll follow you.
My name is Valisa Miles. I go by V. My hobby, I play basketball. I also coach right now. I coach college basketball and high school basketball as well. Um, why'd I come back to school? I just wanted to get my master's, honestly, 'cause I feel like I'll have a better opportunity in my coaching career, or I wanted to take it a little bit higher as far as being an agent in some type of in the sports field as well. And then, where's my dream vacation? Mm, Probably going to Greece. I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still figuring it out, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Who's up next?
I could go next. So,
Okay.
hi everyone. I'm Pavnita, but I go by Pavi, Pavi. My hobby is reading books. So I'm a software developer. So I just spend a lot of time on screen. So I like any hobby which keeps me away from screen. So I recently picked up crocheting, but something that I always go back to is reading books. I came back to school to get my MBA so I could make a jump in my career, go into something management related. And my dream vacation is anything with lots of nature, like Masai Mara. So that's something I've been wanting to go since a long time.
Okay. That is actually on my bucket list as well. All right, welcome. Welcome. All right, who's up next?
I can go.
Okay.
Um, my name is Christina Lim. My hobby, I have three kids, so my hobby is spending time with them, going to all three of their sports. So I watch soccer, baseball, and softball a lot because they're playing those nonstop. I came back to school not because of my career, because I wanted them to see that you can still pursue dreams, even if you're working full time and you have three kids and doing a lot of things. So school is very important. And my dream vacation is anything that involves the tropical environment and a beach. So
Okay. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It sounds like you are a busy person there.
I am.
So, all right. Well, enjoy it because it goes by very, very quick because my oldest will be 21 in June. So it's gone just like that. So, yeah, welcome. All right. Who's up next?
I can go next.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana. You can just call me Diana. My hobby is either reading books or baking, so it's either one of that. Um, I wanted to get into a management field in within my company, so that's why I'm coming back to school. And my dream vacation would be Iceland. I want to go see the Northern Lights.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Who's up next?
Hello everyone. My name is Mohammad Ansar. I'm from India. I completed my bachelor business administration in India from Usmania University. Uh, my hobby is I'm playing cricket, and my dream is to vacation from Maldives. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maldives is on my list as well. All right. All right. Who's up next?
I can go next, Professor. Myself,
Okay.
Anand Prabhu, so you can call me Anand. Yeah, I joined uh, a school because I finished my first master's in data science, and while it's been close to 3 years, I work in tech in US, and I wanted to get into product management. So the way to get to know, because I know the tech side of things, but I want to get to know the business side of things. So I thought having an MBA would help me to learn the scope of business. So that's how I got into school to do my MBA at Westcliff. And
Okay.
my hobby is I like going hiking only on weekends, but weekdays, if I get time, I try to find trails which are close by. So I would like to explore that. And then the dream vacation, I think I would like to go to Patagonia, but on the Chile side. So that is the one thing which is on my list.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Welcome. All right. Who's up next?
I can go next.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Yashvi, and that's my preferred name. As far as hobbies concerned, I've like recently took up reading as a hobby. I hope I stick to that. And then, why did I come back to school? I work as an occupational therapist. It's a physically very demanding job. I don't see myself doing that for long, and I wanted to take up some leadership skills and hope to get into management someday. And as far as my dream vacation, it's not really a dream vacation, but I've been really wanting to go to New Zealand in a while. So that's
Okay.
my dream vacation.
All right. Well, welcome. Welcome. All right. We got a few more people.
I can go next. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Sam. The reason I came back to school is because getting an MBA was always something on my list that I wanted to do, and I knew with getting that, I will be able to manage my workspace way better. and I'm happy that I'm almost at the end of the path, and probably this will be my last semester. My hobbies will be playing sports, any sport. I just started playing tennis and I love it. And if it doesn't come with injuries, I think I'm gonna continue doing it for the rest of my life. Dream vacation would be Australia. And hopefully I can get to understand what they're talking about because their accent is the most difficult to understand for me. So I'm like, I'm gonna go there and see why are they talking like this.
All right.
Uh,
That is on my bucket list as well. Okay, okay. So when all of you go on your trips, just invite me and then just leave me a ticket and then we'll be good. So, all right. Who's up next?
I'll go up next, Professor.
Okay.
My first name is Ntsikelelo, which means blessing in English, but I usually go by my middle name since it's easier to pronounce, which is Tabo, Thabo. If you forget, just remember Cabo, replace the C with the T. Favorite hobbies, I love being outdoors, being in nature, so you'll find me hiking, run club on a Saturday morning by the beach, which is pretty cool. Just staying healthy and active. I used to be a student athlete during my undergrad career. I got my business finance degree, and then went into the workforce. Didn't end up doing what I thought I would like to do. Currently working in the payment processing industry, which is something interesting. Also been learning a lot of skills through there. I am from South Africa, so I was in the middle of my immigration process and, something fell through and then my lawyer recommended I just get a master's degree. So didn't really need to go to school, but I'm glad I did with, all the change in terms of like AI utilization. I did pick, business analytics at Westcliff, and I've been learning a lot. I got to, work with Tableau and like regression model analysis in my previous courses, which, is definitely important and will definitely benefit me down the line as I move forward. And then my dream vacation would probably be somewhere in Africa, like Tanzania. I've traveled more of the United States than I have like my own home continent, so would definitely like to do more of that in the future.
Okay. Well, welcome. On my bucket list is a South African safari. So that is on my list as well. So, all right. Well, welcome. All right. Looks like we've gotten everyone. All right. Well, thank you for indulging me in that. I use that to gauge what we talk about in class because a little bit of your background, I can make examples real when we talk about some of this stuff. So, a little bit about me. I have been teaching for about 18 years now. My background is in finance, corporate banking, investments, and then I made the switch to higher education. So I now have my own consulting practice. So I do higher education consulting. I do corporate facilitation. I do coaching. I'm an executive coach. I'm an organizational development coach. And I have an interior design firm as well. So I do quite a bit of stuff, but I'm at this point where I'm able to do all the things that I love. So you'll get to that point where you find all of the things that you love and you're able to do those. So I'm at that sweet spot in my career. I'm on the East Coast, so it will be later for me when we start class, but that is perfectly okay. So that's just a little bit about me. So everything that we talk about in class, I've done it. It's not that I know it from a textbook. I've actually touched it and done it. So that's one thing I feel that makes it very different when you're in a classroom environment, but you actually have the experience of doing what we're talking about. So I will try to weave as much as that in as the discussion as I can. All right. Thank you for that. Make sure no one else is joined. Looks like I think we've gotten everyone. All right, so now let's talk about some housekeeping pieces. So we'll talk about late assignments, DQs, APA, and class structure. So the only assignments that can be turned in late would be your major assignments. And If you know you're going to be traveling for work or something comes up and you need an extension, send me an email. Talk to me about it and let me know because I can work with you on that because I'm trying to be as flexible as I can. University policy is no assignments accepted after 3 days past the due date. But like I said, if you have an extenuating circumstance, let me know in advance. I can work with you on that. The one thing that can't be done late is your DQ. So your DQs need to be done in the week that they are due, your initial post by Thursday, and then responding to your peers by that Sunday. And with that, one thing I do require is that you use citations in your initial response. So the responses to your peers, you don't have to have a citation. But your initial response, I'd like for you to have a citation. So that way you get used to doing in-text citations and defending what you write. So I'm going to pause there. Any questions on the major assignments or the DQs? Okay.
Oh, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Do they have to be a certain length?
So I'm not a stickler for the 250 words. I'm not going to sit there and count the words. If you thoroughly answer the question and you have your citation on the initial response, I'm okay. I know some professors will actually sit there and count the words. I'm not going to do that. I have way too much to do to count the words, but I need you to put more than a sentence. But as long as I'm more about quality versus quantity, so I'm not a stickler to the 250, which is why on some of them I don't even worry about that. I'm more concerned about you defending what you write and having your citation. Good question. All right. Any other questions here? Okay. So now let's talk about APA. So for your major assignments, ensure that you are writing an APA and also check out the announcements section in the classroom. I've posted some links for APA, stuff for AI, services that the university offers for writing. So all of those are in the announcements in the classroom. For similarity, no more than 20% will be accepted. So I will also give you guidance on AI, and that's a whole nother slide. It seems that plagiarism is not really the biggest issue now, it's AI usage. So that's why I spend more time on the AI piece than I do on looking at similarity. So let's talk more about AI. So let me go back. I'm going to skip that and I'll come back to it. So what I've done is kind of put together some of the expectations, and we're going to hone in on academic integrity and AI use. So I'm actually going to just jump straight into that. So here's the guidelines that the university has kind of put together. I've also posted those PDFs in an announcement as well. So this is how you can use AI the right way. And what we have to do as educators is we've got to embrace the use of AI. It's not going anywhere. It is here to stay, but it's how you use it. So my thing is, if you use AI, be transparent, disclose it. And what we want you to do is if you do use AI, we want you to cite it. And what we mean by citing is you say whether it's Gamma.app, it's Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever you use, cite it. And what we want you to do is think about it from the perspective of it's okay to use it to brainstorm ideas. Grammarly uses AI, so it's okay to do grammar improvement. But it's also good to explain large concepts. But what not the thing to do is plug in the prompt from your assignment and then turn it in and then you come back. Because I do take a look at that. My threshold is if I get anything that comes back 50% or higher. If it's 50% or higher, I'm going to take a second look at it. And I may send it back to you, and then I'll send you the report that goes with it and say, hey, take a look at this. I want you to go back through and see what you wrote, rewrite it if you need to. So I'm giving you the opportunity, because what I do is, like I said, 50% or greater. Anything below 50%, I'll look at it, but I'm not going to pay a lot of attention to sending it back. And my reason for that is uh, the AI detectors look at the way you write, because the large language models write a certain way. And some people write that way. But what we don't want is that it just does the whole paper for you, and you're turning it in saying, oh, that's my work, which is not necessarily fair. So we want to be sure that you are actually writing the stuff. So here's some additional guidance on that. So what not to do? Again, don't submit AI generated writing as your own. We do have things to detect to see it. Don't use it to complete your assignments without a disclosure. I'll show you what that disclosure looks like. Don't allow it to do your research, synthesize anything, or any type of analysis. All right, so also here's some other things. Grammarly. With Grammarly, Grammarly is great. It can actually help you improve your writing skills, but what you don't want it to do is produce new content. So as you see here, because Grammarly can rewrite and generate stuff, so it produces some new sentences, paragraphs, sections. That's not your writing. If you want to improve the mechanics of what you write, that's perfectly fine. Also, the paraphrase or improve it tool will actually replace large pieces of your paper. So these are the things that we don't want you to do with using AI. And then here's a disclosure statement. So if you do happen to use AI, we want you to disclose it. So you can put this AI disclosure statement at the end of your paper stating that I use Claude, and I used it for brainstorming, grammar, or whatever it is. That way you have that disclosure, and then you cite it in the paper. And you cite it just like you would cite anything else. And the reason why I'm doing this is, like I said, I know it's not going anywhere, and I would rather spend time looking at the quality of your work than who wrote it. So if you tell me up front that you used it for certain things, and you tell me what you used it for, we're good. Now, not saying that I want you just to depend all on that, but using it as a tool is good. And I'll give you an example of how you can use it as a tool. I was running a speaker series. I am running a speaker series, and one of my speakers called out today. So I had to step in this morning at like 8 o'clock, and I had a presentation. I'm like, oh boy, let me go to ChatGPT. I put in the presentation I created and said, please make this better. It gave me some ideas. It didn't change my work. I said, do not change the content. It gave me ideas for visuals and things like that. So it improved what I had without changing my content. So that was using it as a tool versus create this for me and here you go. So just kind of think about that as you're writing. So let me pause there because I know I've gone through quite a bit. Any questions on AI?
Professor, may I ask a question? So it's me, Saidullah Slaimov. So I have a question in the case of AI using. So is there some presentation for us? So it's possible to use like AI created pictures?
Yeah, as long as you disclose that they are, that's perfectly fine.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, these documents are in an announcement. So I think I have 3 PDFs linked to that announcement talking about AI. All right, so let's back up here and let's talk about how I set up class. So the way I do class is I'm a little bit different than most professors here at Westcliff. I like to have a collaborative learning environment. I don't want to talk to you for 3 hours, and I know you don't want to hear me talk for 3 hours because we're all busy. We've worked all day. So I like to break it up. I will do some talking. I'll have you do some talking. We'll have some videos. We'll have some group work. I want to make sure I keep you engaged for the whole time. And it's not, okay, let me turn off my camera, take a nap, and then if he calls on me, turn my camera back on. I don't want to set that environment. So I do what's called hot topics. I will find a topic of the day or the week, and it could be a video, it could be an article, and we discuss it. I do a lot of experiential learning. So we'll do things on the fly. I may pull up a company website. I may pull up a profile for an entrepreneur. Um, Guest speakers, we may or may not, because this is later for me, because people are like, if I can find someone on the West Coast, we may. But we also do real world case studies as well. So I'll take a real company and have you go look at some things because I want to make sure you're getting the most out of class and you enjoy the time that you have with me versus, oh boy, it's 3 hours and this is going to be rough. So any questions on class structure? Okay. All right. So let's click through this. I think we got enough house. So let's start with our first hot topic. So I saw this probably a couple months ago, and Lululemon was in the news because they now are accusing Costco of selling their version of yoga pants um, that are not $128, but they look just like the ones at Lululemon. So when we think about this from trademark entrepreneurship or even just competition in the market, what are your thoughts on this? Because this happens all the time, and Lululemon's not special to it. But what are your thoughts on this?
So I can take other example like Amazon. So Amazon being a e-commerce platform where it allows the budding entrepreneurs to post their products and sell it on their platform. But the thing, Amazon has access to that data, like what kind of products are getting sold and what kind of traction it is getting. So using that, if you look at Amazon platform now, they have introduced their own line of business called Amazon Basics. So I do see that they are kind of cloned products from other selling on the same platform. So that is something similar to that. So with that, the problem with Amazon is they have access to resources, they have access to the technology, and what consumers can see, they can push their product over others. So they have advantage, and with this, they will beat the actual competition. So competition is good, but bad competition is not good. So that's what I take it from this use case.
Okay, okay. Christina, I see your hand up.
Yeah, so I look at this as, a big box retailer like Costco creating a dupe, right? So what they did is they duped, which is what a lot of big box retailers do. And so they saw a strong market demand for something that sells at a high price, and
Mhm.
they decided to sell it at a lower price so that they could sell a lot of them. And so there's a little bit of a price sensitivity through consumers for that. And so with that, instead of being innovative, they're just imitating what has already been done, but doing it at a cheaper price. So I think you kind of have a little bit of uh, instead of being an entrepreneurial, which is something that we learned about through our reading and through all of that, they're instead of having that mindset in a sense, they are kind of just imitating what has already been done, but making it at a cheaper price and duping it. So I think there's a little bit of a infringement happening. Um, I side with the Lululemon side of it, if you're asking for a side.
Yeah, yeah. No, very good point. And that's exactly what they're alleging in their accusation. They haven't gone to a lawsuit yet, is that they did some infringement. Um, and I want to say that Lululemon does not own the patent for those pants. which is why Costco is like, there's nothing you can do. We just made a version that's cheaper. And to your point, Costco is looking at volume. They're not looking at the profit margin. They're looking at, oh, it cost us $10 to make it. We sell it for 15, but we can sell 1 million of those versus your $128 version that you probably paid $5 for. So they're looking at, to your point, volume. And that is one of the things, that's the name of the game because there's so many different exposés. I remember back in the fall when the tariff situation happened. All of the Asian manufacturers are coming forward saying, hey, we make stuff for Dior and all of these fashion houses, and we make it in China, and they stamp it made in Italy, and they pay $5 to get it made, and they're ripping you off. And we can do the same product in our factory. That just kind of makes me think of that because you have so much competition and they readily can knock anything off. And it just go to New York, go to Canal Street in New York. You can get anything you want, and it looks the same. YouTube has so many different videos, and we might watch one of those one week where you have people traveling to the Asian markets, and they go into the dupe side of town. And if you go into the high rise buildings, the ones on the higher floors are where you get the exact replica. It's more than a dupe. It looks exactly the same and it's so close that you can't tell the difference. To your point, it's about infringement, or it's really looking at, well, how could they do that? And again, as long as they don't sell it as the right version, it's free market. But when they not sell it as the actual version, that's when you have the problem. And that's one of the cases here with Costco because Lululemon's not going to win against Costco. Costco has too much buying power. But it is so interesting that they would just kind of call this out. Other thoughts?
So I would like to add, Professor, in our previous courses, so when we did analysis of certain companies, so we were introduced to this VRIN analysis, so which talks about valuable, rare, inimitable, and non-substitutable properties or assets within your companies. So in order to create that market differentiation, we have to focus on this inimitable products or assets. So that is one thing could take out. So Lululemon, if they have invested or patented this, they would not be in this situation. So it would have been a rare asset for them, and they would have had that patent. So they would have fought legally to get what they wanted. Yeah.
You got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Any other thoughts here? Diana, go ahead.
So another thing that I've noticed is we have this this dupe culture or inspiration coming from, fashion clothes a lot in fashion industry. It's like lately we've been seeing a lot of the 90s, 2000s trends coming in. And you can see like different designers are starting to go back to the same designs, but they were not designs that were something that they came up originally with it. It's hard to call or patent a design unless you go ahead and do that. But at this point, we should ask a question like, at what point does inspiration become imitation?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You got it. You got it. Absolutely. Um, there is a YouTube short on Shein, and they talk about how they have, um, what was, I think the title was called, they were talking about how they've created it was a disposable fashion, I think that's what they called it, because the items are so cheap, people buying it for the trends. It may be a dupe or a knockoff. They buy it, wear it one time, and then it goes to a landfill. So they're talking about the disposable culture of items like this when you start looking at use case scenario. Uh, Also, with this Lululemon one, there is a documentary on Amazon Prime, and it is about I cannot think of the name of the legging place, but they were all over. It was a big hit. Stay-at-home moms, soccer moms, they would wear them all the time, and I cannot think of the name of it. It was the rise and fall of. They had wild print leggings and all of that. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll think about it before, but I may come back to it. But they have a whole documentary on how they actually crashed as an organization because, of course, they were selling these high price leggings and they only paid $5 for them. So it's perpetuating that whole culture when you think about it. All right, so this is the introduction to our hot topic. So this class is really focused around different aspects of entrepreneurship, but it's looking at it in a different way. So we'll talk through different pieces, look at clips about different aspects of how entrepreneurs look at stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into this quote. So this quote I love because it really talks about looking at things very differently. And if you start looking at things through the lens of entrepreneurship, this quote signifies it. So it says, those who say it can't be done are usually interrupted by others doing it. James Baldwin is one of my favorite poets. But what do you think this quote says to entrepreneurship in your personal view or your opinion?
I think it goes to say that, things may seem impossible until it's done by somebody else who believes. Um, a good comparison would be the 2-hour marathon that recently got broken recently, right? I want to say a year or two ago, they had Kipchoge, one of the fastest marathon runner, like from Kenya, it would be. And, they did the 2-hour project. They had very advanced technology and machines, to get him like very fit, in terms of like cardio, vascular wise, weight, and then also had like pacers for him to, keep him on rhythm, to try and break the 2-hour mark. I think he eventually did. It was like an hour 59 and some seconds, right? And everybody thought that was like a sub 2-hour marathon was like something the human body couldn't achieve, right? But him doing that, I believe, showed the um basically the interruption of everybody's mindset that did those type of distances, which took a toll on the body. It's not easy by any means, and like recently you just had two athletes who just dropped under that 2-hour um time, without any aid, no fancy like training, and as a natural development of the human um body. And obviously they were able to do that, which was impressive. And that goes with anything, right? Whether it's in business, whether it's in life, and just having that mindset of, hey, I haven't done it yet, or I haven't. It hasn't been done before, but like, let's explore, let's develop, let's grow, and see what we can do instead.
Awesome. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. What do others think?
Uh, I can go next, Professor. So I interpret this as like, sometimes how we limit ourselves because of our own experience or lack of exposure or our own fears, and we say that, hey, this is too big to do, or this is impossible or hard to achieve. But while we are saying that, somebody else out there is proving us wrong just by finishing those things, right? So basically, I think, yeah, it requires just innovation and a little bit of courage. So at least one example that I can think of the top of my head is how I personally a few years ago used to think AI wouldn't play such a huge role, but right now I see how with ChatGPT everything exploded overnight, and then I'm using it everywhere, like from very simple things to even at work. So probably AI usage or even EV cars. Nobody would have thought it would be so prevalent, but right now we see Tesla and like a lot of other EV cars everywhere.
You got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Any other thoughts? Go ahead.
I'll say a lot of people doubt their possibilities. A lot of people doubt themselves and actually see other people doing what they doubt. So pretty much what he said about the marathon runner. A lot of people didn't think it was
Hmm.
gonna happen until it happened. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I love this quote because it really looks at entrepreneurs think about things very differently. There's when people are saying, "Oh no, it can't be done," they're trying to find that next greatest solution. So when you think about some of the entrepreneurs, and especially the ones that are very successful, they figured out a way to bring a solution versus complaining about it or saying it can't be done, because that's just the perspective that they have when you start looking at problem solving. All right. Any other thoughts? Okay. All right. So let's start off by talking about some characteristics of entrepreneurs. So, as I've mentioned a little bit earlier, I've got certifications in a lot of stuff. Entrepreneurship is one of those things that I have certification in. So, I'm a certified entrepreneurial mindset facilitator. And with that, it's a certain point of characteristics that you kind of think of when you think about being an entrepreneur. So, as you see here, we've got adaptability, resilience, decisiveness, taking ownership, continual improvement, being solution oriented, creative thinker, active listener. And going through my certification, this is one of the books that they required us to read. And this book goes through the story of the actual person in the book, not the author, of watching his uncle be an entrepreneur, and he didn't know he was an entrepreneur. So he was selling ice and didn't realize that his uncle was an entrepreneur, and his uncle didn't know it either. But he was looking at the life lessons that you kind of go through. Now, as you look at this list of characteristics, what stands out to you in this list of characteristics that you got here?
Being able to adapt.
Okay. Why is that important?
Uh, because everything, just over life, just in our times today, everything is it's always shifting. Everything is shifting, so you got to be able to adapt. It's not really just stand still. Like a lot of our class, I think one of our classes was talking about Blockbuster. They wasn't able to adapt. That's why they went out of business. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just being able to adapt over time. Yeah.
Absolutely. And since you have a basketball background, I think about Dawn Staley. Um, in that last game when they got beat, she just walked out, she owned it, and she said they outplayed us. That was being adaptable, because you could have said no, they shouldn't have won. But when you say they outplayed us, that means you're being adaptable to that situation, and you realize that hey, we got beat by someone good versus yeah, they shouldn't have won. So that adaptability does play into this, just like you said, every aspect of your life. All right, what else?
I think solution oriented is something that is also important because sometimes it's like when we face problems or difficulties in our life, we kind of get negative about it and be like, oh my God, I can't do this. But having that mindset of being like, okay, this is another solution that I need to, or another problem that I need to work towards, and being positive about it, having that mindset is very important to be like if you're an entrepreneur.
Okay, okay. All right, other thoughts?
I would say, oh, sorry. Did you want to go? I would say, along with that, what Diana said, I would say that taking ownership stands out to me because being able to take responsibility for the actions or decisions instead of blaming others is really important. And so being able to take that accountability and taking ownership of whatever has happened is an important part of having that type of mindset.
Okay.
I think continual improvement is the most important thing for me, because I've seen businesses with great ideas, they start off amazingly, but they just go down after a few months or years because uh, they either want to be perfect, and I think perfection doesn't exist, but it's just about small improvements. There's always room for improvement in any business that you are, and you just need someone to point out and make, everything happen. So decisiveness and continual improvement are great together. Yeah.
You got it. Love it. Love those comments. All right. Anyone else here?
I would say continually improving too. Another example would be Kodak, uh, best camera of its time when it came to like digital, um, not digital, well, when Sony came out and Canon came out and everybody was going digital, Kodak was like, nope, we trust our product. We're not going to do anything to change or adapt. We sticking with the same product that's worked for years, and then that ended up being the downfall, unfortunately. And then a great example would be like Nike. They really got like a good product segmentation. They started off with shoes, diversified into clothing, and also they keep track of what's doing well, what's working, what's not working, so they constantly improving, adapting, and the same with like the competitiveness between Android and iOS. They always innovating and you know putting funds into research and what's the next best thing.
You got it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts here? All right. So now let's talk about mindsets. Mindsets play into entrepreneurship more than you could ever know. It's really looking at, is it fixed versus growth? I see a hand up. Go ahead. All right. Whoever has your hand up, you can go ahead and go.
Uh, Professor, so I just would like to add that adaptability is one of the key measure of success because during as we see during of COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of business they adapted their business style, the business methodology. For instance, like educational business centers like Westcliff University, they started to make like their education program through online programs, not like offline on the campus program, And there was one of the key success, tool to adapt their business model for any kind of situation. And this one of the main reason to get success in business. Thank you.
Yeah. Good point. Very good point. Yeah. Education has completely changed. I started teaching in 2006, and I've seen it completely change from in classroom, in person, then online, asynchronous. Now we're on Zoom. So I've seen all of the spectrum because I started in the online space, was on a campus, then got faced back online, and you've seen the evolution. It's all about adaptability, making sure that you can stay relevant. And what's funny is all of the traditional brick and mortar schools were like, I remember when I was interviewing for professor positions. Oh, well, you don't have enough in class experience on ground, so we don't want you. Now everyone's clamoring to get people like me because we have expertise in teaching online and making it engaging. So again, it goes back to that whole adaptability piece and making sure you keep up with the trend in the market because they finally figured out, oh, we can get more people if we have accessibility and it's online and people can be in different places. So absolutely, absolutely. So now let's talk about some mindsets. You've probably seen these before, fixed and growth mindsets. But this, I would say, is one of the hallmarks of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs typically look at stuff through a growth mindset because they're always looking at ways of saying, I can do this, I can fix this. Of course, we all have those moments when fixed mindset sets in because either we're upset, we're emotional, we just don't want to do it. But 9 times out of 10, we're in that growth mode when you're really thinking about how can I take my business to the next level? And that's really, really key because if the entrepreneur is not creating new things, imagine where we would be in terms of technology. Think about Amazon. If Jeff Bezos would not have started selling and buying back books, we wouldn't have Amazon. If Steve Jobs and Wozniak were not in their garage, we wouldn't have Apple. We wouldn't have Facebook. All of those things, if they would not have looked at it through a growth mindset, we wouldn't be where we are now. So I'm always a proponent. So if you have an idea and you're thinking about something personally, go for it, do it, because you may have the solution that the world needs. And there's enough room in this market for everyone. And that's why I always tell people, and I coach a lot of entrepreneurs, and I tell them, what you have as a good or a service, the world needs. It's just a matter of how well you promote it. And you've got to have the right mindset to make sure you promote it because no one's going to do that for you. All right. Any thoughts on fixed or growth mindset? All right. I'll take that silence as a no. All right. Okay. So let's talk about how you can develop. And this will be kind of the last thing we'll talk about, and then I'll give you a quick break. Um, Developing in the entrepreneurial mindset. This is something that can be learned. Um, and the reason why it can be learned is really advocating for yourself. So as you see over here, this graphic, these are some of the characteristics: a high internal locus of control, intrinsic motivation, resilience, a growth mindset, self efficacy. All of these things talk about how you motivate and move yourself. So, what I used to tell entrepreneurs, and not what used to, I still tell them some of the things you can do is if you have a vision for something, look at it every day. Look at it on a daily basis. Keep it in front of you. Second thing, put yourself in a challenging situation. That's the only way you grow and stretch. Um, Read on a daily basis. Now, I'm going to put a little caveat and star beside that. I personally don't like to read, and that might sound like a shock because you're like, "Oh, how can you be a professional?" I read enough papers, so that's why I don't want to read anything when I'm done with work. I read all your work and all my classes, so me reading extra, probably not going to happen because I read all day for a living. Um, Approach all problems from all sides. So as an entrepreneur, you've got to really think about someone's using your good or service. So the old saying, the customer's always right. You got to look at that from all perspectives. The customer might not be right, but you as the business owner have to do the right thing to ensure you build a relationship with that customer. So again, it's thinking about it very different. And then the last thing, always be in motion. So it talks about providing value. When you're providing value, it's very different than being busy. Value means you're doing something that enhances someone's life and makes them want to come back and work with you, do business with you, or anything with you. So kind of think about those pieces. What action item here do you think stands out to you the most? Any takers? I have two children, so I can wait it out. I'm good at the stare down. What stands out to you the most, or
I
what resonates with you?
I think
I
Go
would I would
problems.
say, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, Christina, go ahead.
I was just going to say the reading on a daily basis, it goes hand in hand with continuous learning. So I think to be an entrepreneur, you have to be able to always be learning and seeking knowledge because you have to be adaptable, right? So you have to be able to move with the changing times and be able to learn new skills and have different experiences. So you have to be able to learn. And so reading helps you do that. So I think that stands out to me.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right, Poppy.
I think what stands out to me the most is approaching problems from all sides because that gives you a different perspective. You see different facets, and then that, like, I think that shapes your thinking. Because I usually used to just look at one side of the problem and say that, hey, this is the only solution. But the more I explore or the deeper that I go, is the different aspects that you see. So once you do that, you'll be able to talk to more people because you'll be able to provide more value and then approach, basically, your approach becomes more widened and you'll have different viewpoints. So yeah, it gives you a better exposure, I think.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Anyone else?
Can I go next? I think what Chris
Sure.
said is exactly what I agree on too. Reading, it exactly is hand to hand with improvements on our previous subject. Technically, you won't be able to implement an improvement if you're closing the door for any input. It's either reading books, listening to podcasts, going to workshops. There should be something on a daily basis coming into your brain for you to be able to make changes. Otherwise, if you stop learning, then how are you going to improve? So that's it's a
Yeah. Yeah.
relationship.
You got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I've got about, let's call it 20 after. So let's take a 10-minute break. So I'll give you a little bit, let's say 13 minutes. So if you'll come back at half past the hour, and we will do an activity and talk about some other things. So go ahead and take your break and come back at, I have 10:30 Eastern. So that'll be 7:30 your time if you're on the West Coast. So see you back shortly, and we'll get started then. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, just turn your camera on to let me know you're back with me. Right. Okay, so now let's talk quickly about your assignment and then we'll go into our activity. So for your assignment this week, you've got a DQ to do, and you also have a market analysis. Oops, went too far. All right, so in this market analysis, we give you a template that you can use, and the template is going to be for this proposed new venture that you have for a non-existing company. So it's going to be 3 to 5 pages. We want you to have in it the name of your new business venture, a summary of that business venture, what are some of the things that make it different, industry description, outlook. So that's where you can bring in some outside research on the industry or market that you're looking at. Make sure you cite that. So you want to make sure you have 5 peer-reviewed articles, not including the textbook. We want you to talk about your target market, give your customer profile, talk about the customer needs, any trends, or potential competitors. So that is your first big assignment, your market analysis. So any questions on that?
Just a quick question, Professor. Do you want it written how the example is, where it's not full paragraphs? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. You can do, if you use that template, it's broken out very different. Yeah. So use that template just like it is. So it's not full paragraphs, it's fits information in each one of those spots. Good call out. But you still want to make sure you have your citations in there though. All right. Other questions? Okay. So let's talk about what we're going to do next. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you do a entrepreneur profile in groups. So this is the one for Jeff Bezos. Love him or hate him, he's been in the news. He's going to stay in the news. Amazon is a household word, just like Google is, just like Apple is. So as you see here, his background, he founded Amazon in 1995. He worked on Wall Street. It was an online bookstore, all of the things about it. So this is his profile of who he is. And you got some quick facts. So what I'm going to have you do in groups is this. I want you in groups to put together a profile of a notable entrepreneur. So you're going to do it much like that one, the history of the entrepreneur, their background, their business name and description, what entrepreneurial mindset traits do they have, and what's their net worth. So as a group, you've got to figure out who you're going to pick and what that might look like. Any questions on what we're going to have you do before I put you into some groups? All right, so let me get some breakouts together. So we're going to do 5 breakout rooms, so it's 2 per room. I'm going to create those, and then I'm going to leave 1 room here with me for the recording. And I'm going to give you, let's take 30 minutes for this. 30 minutes should be good. You can make a 1-page slide with this information on it, so that way we have something to present when we get back. And I'm going to go ahead and open all the rooms, and I will see you back in 30 minutes. And I'll broadcast this slide to the breakout rooms as well. All right, and Christina and V, you're actually in the room with me to keep the recording, so this will be your breakout room. and I'll just go off camera, and then it'll be yours.
Sounds
And
good.
let's see. All right. All right. Mohammed, do you see your breakout room? Looks like you might be frozen. Mohammed, okay, there we go. All right, so let me stop sharing and reshare so I can share that to the breakout rooms. And then if you need me, I will be right here. Share the breakout rooms. All right. All right, the room is yours.
Thank you. Hi, B.
Hey.
Any thoughts on entrepreneurs?
Mm, let's see. He put up Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, he put up Bezos. Any industry that appeals to you? I'm trying to think. You said you're a basketball player. Is that what you said?
Yeah, but it don't really have to be basketball,
Okay.
honestly. What
Hmm. Think of entrepreneurs. Let's see.
we could do Elon, Bill Gates. I know Elon got Tesla and SpaceX. Bill Gates got Microsoft. Steve Jobs got Apple. Mark
Or we
Zuckerberg
could,
got Meta.
yep.
So, mm, which one?
Oh, we could do I was trying to go out something different than what most people would do. What about uh like Jessica Alba or Damon
We could do
John
her. 'Cause
who
I'm
did
not sure who
Shark
that is.
Tank?
See, who's Jessica? What she
Damon
do?
John. Oh, Jessica Alba did that. She does like clean, safe products.
Mm,
She's also a what the heck? She's also a actress. But Damon John from Shark Tank, do you know who
mm,
he is? Do you know who?
yeah.
Yeah, he's a clothing designer.
Okay.
Sarah Blakely created Spanx. Do you know who Spanx are? Um,
Where's
Walt Disney.
Spanx?
Spanx are like what people wear to hold in all your fat. Sorry, you can hear my
All
dog.
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're fine. Let's
Um,
do um
oh,
let's
Melinda
do the
Gates.
ladies. We do one of the
Melinda
ladies. That's
Gates.
different.
Yeah. Or Oprah Winfrey.
Mm.
She's another good one. Whatever
Let's
you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're all, we could probably find information on all of them.
let's do the Jessica lady, the Jessica one that you said.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, that was pretty different.
Okay. Do you want me to make a slide? I'm happy to.
Yes, please.
All right, let's see.
As I'm listening and not listening, thank you for not doing the regular ones because I don't want to hear anything else about Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or anybody like that. I don't want to hear it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see. Yash, do you need me to get you back to your room?
Okay. So do I say V? Is V how?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So do you want to look up, I'll find a picture and then I'll start designing the slide via Canva. If you want to find history, like a
Yeah,
couple of the
sure.
things, and then I'll start doing some of the other ones.
Okay.
Like um just tell me what you found and then I'll do the other bullet points once I finish her picture and um,
Jessica Alba, ALBA.
yes.
All right, I got you.
Yashi, be sure you check your screen for your breakout room. You should be in breakout room number 2.
She created the Honest Company.
Yeah, I was gonna say she said it says she created the Honest Company in 2011. Um, she started becoming famous as an actress in the late 1990s and early 2000s.
Do you want to put it in
Yeah,
the,
I'll
can
put it in the
everybody
chat.
see our chat? I don't know if they can or not. I don't
They'll
think
be able
so.
to they'll be able to see it once they come back to the room, but they can't see it now.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
mm, I'm gonna put it in a private message for you.
Okay. When was she born?
Mm, April 28th, 1981.
Oh, young.
Yeah, it says she's 45. She's from Pomona.
Oh, I
That's
like
pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah. Are you from California?
Yeah, I'm from Los Angeles, Inglewood.
Okay. I'm from the Bay Area originally.
Really?
Yeah.
My family's from Oakland. I'm supposed to be coming down
Oh,
there. Yeah, coming down there
I'm
this
from
weekend.
Concord.
Mm.
I don't know if you know where Concord is.
I heard of it because I'll be in Tracy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna write just a little blur. I'm gonna write, or maybe you sent it to me already. Oh, look at you. I've had so many group assignments where uh I've had to do everything.
Oh yeah, I'm already know how that go. Mm, 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 mm.
Sorry, I'm just typing away. Don't mind me.
Oh, no, you're good.
I'm almost done. Do you want to see it before?
What'd you say?
Oh, someone else is sharing. I was going to say, do you want to see it? But I can't show it to you because
Hold on,
someone else.
I'll stop sharing.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah. Mm. This nice.
I like it. I like it. I'm like I said, I'm listening and watching, but I'm not listening and watching.
Okay. Well, okay, stop sharing.
All right, we got about 3 minutes. I'll give other groups 3 minutes, and then I'll bring everybody else back.
Oh
I
yeah.
like the creativity. I like it.
Try.
Doesn't go unnoticed. I like it. I like it. All right, we can close the rooms, and then we can bring everyone back. The we still have a few more coming back. All right, looks like we've got everyone back. Which group would like to go first? Okay,
Professor?
go right ahead.
So I'm going to share my screen here. Can everybody see my screen?
We can.
Perfect. So I thought about doing our entrepreneur as Sam Walton. So I used to work at Walmart just after my undergrad, just trying to get that entry level position, getting going with my career. Uh, I didn't expect to learn as much as I did in that space and that time. Learned a lot about retail and logistics and what goes into feeding like people. And as we all know, Sam Walton was the founder of Walmart and Sam's Club, right, which is the biggest retail store in the world. So you can see the net worth of the company is at 8.6 billion as at the time of death in 1992. That's a lot of money. And Walmart itself was founded in 1962 in Rogers, Arkansas. Um, Mr. Walton himself was born in Oklahoma in 1918 in the month of March. So he grew up during the Great Depression, and worked hard. He also went to the University of Missouri. Also was in the army before entering retail. He actually bought a store that was in Arkansas, that was like a smaller grocery store, and he had like a vision for it. And he saw like what the trend was. Everybody had very high prices for goods back in those days. And growing up in the depression, he just wanted to have things more affordable. So he did the opposite of what the market was doing. And like our example earlier where we saw Costco that focuses on volume, not necessarily cost, compared to like a higher brand like Lululemon, they just focused about the price rather than the quantity sold. And so this was the case back in the day for Walmart, and it grew to this big, retail company, which is number one in the world. And I'll let my partner talk a little bit more about the business strategy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me share some interesting information in the case of business and revenue model of Walmart store. So as you know that Walmart store has more than 6,400 stores, like super centers across the United States, and they generate the vast like majority of its like revenue from direct retail sales, and it makes offering everyday low prices with no barrier to enter, and it means that anyone can walk and shop anywhere. It doesn't depend what kind of citizens that you have. And I'm going to compare with Costco markets because Costco is one of the main competitors for Walmart centers. So Costco has business model like they generate their selling profit from like annual membership fees, and because of membership does cover like operational costs, Costco can like mark up their products minimally, resulting in like bulk price, And in the case of value and pricing strategy of Walmart, they more focuses on aggressive price cuts like across thousands of individual items, and their value license ensure convenience and low prices on everyday costing. But Costco, they focus on like cost per unit, while you spend like more upfront, like a blank purchase. It means like per unit price is like lower than standard retail, and in this case, Walmart has more customers than Costco, and it makes them more profitably in the case of Costco and Walmart in competitive market. Yeah, that's all.
And yeah, just to dive into some of the entrepreneurial mindset Walmart has, right? Sam himself wanted to take care of his like staff. Working there, they did offer education courses, whether you wanted to learn how to be a mechanic, whether you wanted to be a team lead, which are like pretty good skills, and you could level up within the company, all the way to corporate if you wanted to. They promote within, which is something amazing that goes into like having that mindset. Earlier we talked about continued or continuation of like ingenuity, so they just continue to give back in that servant leadership category. They care about their customers, trying to keep costs low, even in like markets where prices are sky high. And as a result as well, they also in logistics and provide jobs for people transporting food across the countries. They are data driven, given the shift through COVID, where we saw Amazon was excelling in, door deliveries when people couldn't go to the shops and shop. They developed their own program, Spark, where customers are able to shop online and have goods delivered to their door. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Who's up next?
Diana, do you want to do next?
Yeah. I can go ahead and share.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want to start ahead with it, Bobby?
Yeah. Hey everyone. The entrepreneur profile that we chose for today is Richa Kar. She is the founder and she's the founder of Zivame, which is an online lingerie and fashion brand. So if we scroll down to the history, yeah. So she identified a very rare problem area where she found out that women in India were feeling out of place shopping for intimate wear in stores because of how the public would perceive, etc. So initially, when she found this and she proposed this idea, people were very skeptical about the venture and its potential to succeed. But despite this, she pushed ahead and built one of India's largest women-focused online fashion brands called Zivame. So her work helped normalize a lot of things like body positivity, women's fashion, and this ultimately boosted confidence in India. So her background is that she's born and raised in India and she studied engineering and later completed her MBA from NMIMS, which is one of the premier management schools in India. So before becoming an entrepreneur, she worked in a lot of retail and tech companies. And while she was working in retail, is when she identified the gap in this market and then decided to solve that problem through technology and e-commerce. So she's known for being bold, innovative, and then willing to challenge social taboos in business, thus establishing a successful brand.
So the business name that she started was called Zivame, and it was founded in 2011. It's an online lingerie and intimate wear, and it's focused on comfort, body positivity, privacy, and personalization. And the company offered a wide range of products and sizes as compared to any other traditional retail stores. Over time, this business expanded into physical stores today, and now they have personal fitting services as well. So what a few of the entrepreneurial mindset traits that really struck with us was resilience. So there is a cultural stigma and skepticism about lingerie in India. So discussing any intimate wear openly in India is a stigma. So she was very resilient in that, solution oriented. She addressed privacy, sizing, and product accessibility issues for customers. She's a creative thinker. She used technology and e-commerce to modernize a traditional shopping experience. And she has continually improved the product. She has gone beyond product offerings and made sure that there is a very good customer experience over time. Her net worth today is estimated to be around 90 to $100 million. And Zivame today is one of India's most recognized women-focused e-commerce brands, and it's received a lot of significant investment and acquisition interest as well.
All right. Thank you. Someone new I've never heard about. All right. Who's up next?
Can we go next?
Take it away.
Awesome. Yeah. We'll be talking about Tony Robbins. He's 66 years old now. Just a second. He started when actually he left home at the age of 17. Despite many other entrepreneurs, he has no education. I believe he didn't even go to the college, and he was first his first exposure to entrepreneurship came when he attended seminars by Jim Rohn, who was his coach. He sparked his interest in self-development and personal performance. Then he worked on promoting Ron's events and learning sales, marketing, and audience psychology. Uh, at this stage, Robbins didn't start with a traditional business. He just built skills in communication, persuasion, and value creation, which later became his entrepreneurial foundation. Uh, his first business that he launched was in 1980s. He transitioned from promoter to entrepreneurship by launching his own seminars, and he he's known for using for using high energy speaking and emotional engaged seminars all over the world. Is there anyone in the class that has ever attended any of his events? Anyone? No. I really recommend it. I've been to three of his live events, and it's just mind blowing how it's amazing. It's a great experience, and no matter where you are in what stage of life you are in, it always has something to add into your life. Um, he incorporated the techniques of NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, into his seminars, introducing firewalking experience that he uses in his um, UPW seminars, that it just increases everybody's self-confidence that if you can walk over the fire, you can do anything. There's nothing in this world that you cannot do. Then he scaled this business into a business model. He didn't stop at the seminars. He expanded into multiple revenue streams, which were entrepreneurship. His entrepreneurship really took off. Um, he then had a few books that his bestsellers were Vacant, The Giant Within, Unlimited Power, and he had so many podcasts. He got into events and coaching, same business model, large scale seminars, thousands of attendees. The last event that I participated was in Orange County, California, and there were like more than 20,000 people participating, and the tickets for those seminars are not cheap, so that's where probably the biggest part of his income comes. And then he's a great investor. He's either a partnership or just coaching. He's involved with 114 companies, billions in revenue. His net worth right now, I think, as ChatGPT said, is more than 600 million. And he invested in companies and industries in sport, finance, energy, and I know at some point he was owning a part of Dodgers baseball club here in Los Angeles. And yeah, he actually focuses on psychology over tactics, teaches the state of mind drives business success, and coaches high-level entrepreneurs uh, all around the world.
To add to that, I mean, Sam pretty much covered everything, but like most of us have like never heard of him. The first thing I did was like YouTube like his name, and then I like just came through like one of his speech. He definitely has a very high energy voice, which almost like it can like change someone's emotional state. Especially like one of the wild examples that like Sam also mentioned, he was like having the attendees walk across like hot coals. But yeah, I mean, definitely one of his personality trait would be like resilience, coming from a very poor background and then like building almost an empire. That's, I think, one of the great traits that I got to see, got to learn something new about him
It's very
today.
inspiring. That's so true. Yeah, I'm happy that you mentioned that. Yoshvi. He's first his, I mean, his first job was being a janitor. And when you go to his seminars, he always starts off with telling the story of Thanksgiving and them not having given food on the table to eat because his father and mother were both drug addicts and they had three kids at the house and he was technically the oldest. And it's just a very different story when you hear it and you see that someone started from that kind of a situation and he's changed so many lives. So can we, and there's nothing we cannot do. Yeah. Very inspiring.
Love it, love it, love it.
Thank
All
you.
right. Who's up next?
I think we can go, V. What do you think?
Yeah, we could go.
All right. Okay. I'll start and then you can jump in. Um, So we chose Jessica Alba, who many of you know her as an actress. She started as an actress in the 1990s, the late 1990s. But in 2011, she co-founded The Honest Company, which for those who are non-parents may not know that company very well, but it is a company that basically provides or produces products, consumer goods for baby care, personal care, household supplies. So it's not just for babies, but it also has cleaners and other things. So she co-founded that in 2011, and she did that after becoming a mom. So she wanted to create a company that was focused on safe and eco-friendly consumer products. So really using her own personal experience to create something that she was really passionate about. Um, and so she put her passion for something good. So she created the Honest Company because of that. The company really emphasizes natural, sustainable, and non-toxic ingredients. V,
And
do you
then
want
as
to take?
far, oh yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go.
And then as far as the entrepreneur mindsets, she pretty much demonstrated determination, vision, and commitment to her brand values. Pretty much have been actively involved in the company's growth and marketing. And then her network was worth around hundreds of millions of dollars attributed to the Honest Company and acting career. I wasn't really sure about her. I'm only 24, so yeah. This is my first time hearing about it, so it's kind of cool knowing that there's a lot more women entrepreneurs out in the world that not a lot of people know about, other than the ones that just keep occurring in the world. But yeah,
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Do we have one more group?
Yeah, we would like to go Professor
Okay.
next. Yeah. So I took Shaquille O'Neal as a example here to build this entrepreneur spotlight because I know Shaquille O'Neal as an NBA player, but I was not aware that he was into entrepreneurial ventures. So when I was reading about his ventures, like whether he was just into investing startups or he was into different landscapes. But if you look at his profile, right? So he was one of the early investors into Google and Apple, and he has earned close to 286 millions just by playing in NBA. On top of that, anything extra which he has earned, it's fairly from all the startups which he has invested, and he's investor who believes in long-term investment. So he doesn't invest just for the sake of investing, but he thinks that the products are strategic and the idea behind that startup is really helping in solving day-to-day problems and improving the lives of persons where it works on. So with that, the background of Shaquille O'Neal is he's an NBA legend, and then he is a strong personal brand into sports and also entertainment and business. And you do get to see him in a news panel, especially sports channels, where he'll be uh, talking about all the NBA games and his feedback and all the NBA clubs too. So with that, I was looking into what Shaquille O'Neal's entrepreneurial philosophy is, that he is interested in the companies which are simple and who can build that brand trust and long-term ownership and authentic partnership. So he doesn't invest and he will just not move on, let the company do, but he want to engage in the process of the business, so that he wants to handhold the business and take it to the next level. So if you look at other than the investing, where he was early investor of Google and Apple, as I was mentioning, so he was also invested into Ring, which got acquired by Amazon later. And also he has a strong brand partnership with Pepsi, Reebok, and I think recently you could see new ads related to IC Art, which is painkiller balm. So that is something which is new. And also he has franchise. So not only because he wants to have that recurring income, that he has close to 155 Five Guys restaurants and 17 stores of Auntie Annie's Pretzel and Papa John's and 150 car washes, 40 gyms, which is 24-hour fitness gyms, and movie theaters and pizzas and whatnot. So this, I feel, as an entrepreneur, you need to have that diverse investments. It's not just investing in tech and leave it there. So he's into food business, he's into if you look at your brand partnership with Carnival, he's into hospitality and he's into tech. So having this diverse portfolio as an entrepreneur, it helps, because if some business goes down or some industry goes down, you have something to back on. So I think this is what I like about Shaq O'Neal, and it's a diverse portfolio as an entrepreneur. Mohammed, do you want to add on to this?
Yeah. Entrepreneurial mindset traits. Shaquille O'Neal has a strong entrepreneurial mindset from his sport and business experience. One key trait is discipline, which is a built during his NBA career, and he still used in business today. And he is a strategic investor who carefully studies and opportunities before he making decisions. And he also take a calculate a risk by researching and getting expert advice before investing. And another important trait is brand building, where he use his fame to support and grow successfully in business.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Shaq is one of those NBA players that has really got his hands in a lot of stuff and owns quite a bit. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, thank you for spotlighting all of the people that you did. That was interesting. So, first night of class, I don't keep you the whole time, but I've kept you long enough. But any questions on anything we went over, so you kind of get a feel of how I do class, what we do. We reviewed your assignment that you got this week. Any questions from me? All right. Well, I'll give you a little bit of gift of time back today. I will see you all next week, and be ready for a video, hot topics, all the good things. Have a great rest of the evening.
Professor, what was
Yes.
not tonight, but in general, your best presentation of one of these?
And what was that? Because your sound's a little bit off. I can hear
Sorry,
you.
the
Okay.
best presentation you've ever got for the best entrepreneur
Oh,
students.
you know, I will actually have to say it was Jessica Alba, because that one was one I've not heard of at all. So I will have to say it was Jessica Alba, because I was listening, but I was not listening while they were in the room. I was in the room too, but no, that one was. I was like, oh, no one's ever done that, because everyone goes for someone mainstream. So I think that was one of the best ones. Now the Sam Walton was good too, but Jessica was like, you just don't hear about that because you typically get the WalMarts, the Amazons, and Facebooks. But that one I would have to say, yeah. But there'd be plenty of opportunities to redeem yourself with that one. So yeah, yeah, plenty. All right. Well, you all have a great rest of the evening, and I will see you next week.
Thank you, Professor.
Thanks,
Uh,
Professor.
All right.
Have a good
Thank you.
All right.
Professor, so I have a question. So,
Sure.
should we submit like a DQ today till 12 a.m. or?
Yeah, your first DQ is due, so you want to go ahead and get that in. Definitely.
So we have to do today, right? Thursday. All
Yes,
right.
to be on time. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor.
All
Thank you.
right.
Professor, this week I'm totally fine, but the next week, can you tell me anything about the assignments? Week
I
2.
mean, yeah, they're in Gap, but let me pull it up and see. Give me one moment. Let's see.
Just I have a doubt on week 2. Reagan's assignments is it X?
Yeah, week 2, you've got the DQ, you've got the strategic plan that you have to do. You also have the Peregrine assessment.
Yeah, that's
That Peregrine assessment is basically an exam. I don't know what's on it. It's covering everything you've done in your program. So you will have to fill that out, but that's a university-wide program. So it covers everything, not specific to this class, but everything you've learned in your MBA program.
okay. Good.
Okay.
Sir. See you next week.
All right. See you next week.
Professor, excuse me one more
Yes.
time. So, did you submit that Saidullah Salmaf was in class? Because I was waiting for like 13 minutes because of poor internet.
So what's your name? Because your name doesn't come up
Oh
on.
yeah. So, I bought a new laptop today. So I was trying to connect my internet connection to account. So my name is Saidullah Sulaiman. Last name is
Okay.
Sulaiman. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
So
All
yeah,
right.
that's why I have like some internet problem with my account right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got you down.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you. See you.
All right. Bye-bye.